Hi guys, this was a pile of weeds last year. And, you know, it's so healthy that it's growing again this year, so I'm gonna go take some of the weeds out and let that dry. I want to show you something about Mother Nature. These were a whole bunch of weeds. Okay, and right now Mother Nature turned that in to beautiful soil. And okay, grass is growing on there, which is logical, because that's Mother Nature too. And so this is like a 1-year-old soil from Mother Nature. It's dry, because I didn't make it wet as I should have. I'm just going to take the weeds out for now. And I'm just going to take a jar and fill that up with beautiful soil. Now, the thing about Mother Nature is she likes to mulch. So you need to put some stuff on there, and you can't put like grass clippings on there or whatever is dried out. Okay, so let me show you Mother Nature, because that's all you have to think about. What would Mother Nature do? How would Mother Nature take care of this to get a beautiful garden? Okay? Now, if you let Mother Nature go her way, you will see the leaves fall, and you can use the leaves to mulch, and you can use the grass clippings, you can use hay if you got it. Of course, if you got horses, you'll have the most beautiful manure ever. And then when that is like a year old, it's of course very good for growing your crops and stuff. Okay, but first I want to show you something, because I got some soil in here. This is Mother Nature. If you don't mow the lawn, your grass will dry up, and then it will mulch itself, and it will create a new layer to prepare the healthy soil for the next grass. And as you can see, the grass is coming through. It's nice and green. Not that I want it, but you can just see. So I'm just taking this grass, this dried area, I'm just putting it in there. A layer of mulch. We got some spiders shooting away now. Probably I had like a frog or a toad, one or the other. Just shoot away. So I got myself a layer of mulch in here now, and I'm gonna add more soil. And some moss is gonna go with it, and you can put food scraps in there, you can put eggshells in there, leftovers, basically everything. Just don't put meat stuff in there, like bones and stuff. I wouldn't do that. But you can basically put everything in here, and we'll see what's going to happen, because I'm going to do another test. Another layer of mulch. I got some trees that are done blossoming for now. So, like, these are the branches that are left over. Put that in there too. So basically everything here is what Mother Nature provides. And everything here, what you see, because this is like a wild garden, is everything you need to get beautiful soil. So instead of using weed killers, because I know we all get annoyed by weeds, just put it on a pile and let it compost for a year. You don't need to heat it up. I will show you my compost heap. This is my compost heap. And that soil from last year, I threw it on there. And this soil right here is like 3 years old. Look how beautiful that is. I need to turn everything over again though. Using in my this is what I've been using in my binge. So let's just cover it up because I don't need any of it right now. I'm just going to add a new layer on top of there, mix it up later, and let it mulch for another year. And it's also perfect if you need to dig a hole. You can just put everything in a hole and let the soil take care of it, and it will become healthy again. Now I want to show you something. This is Mother Nature taking care of herself. 3 years ago there was a little strawberry plant here, and I didn't plant it there. It was just one of the birds that I guess pooped. And this is Mommy. This is where everything came from. And last year we got like 2 more that grew out, and then the 3rd year now the last 3 are coming up, and then there's 3 on the side here, right here, that are growing. Now I want this strawberry plant to go all the way to the end, so these will probably be taken out later. I'm going to take out one of the strawberry plants and put it in the jar that I just prepared with all the soil and the grass and the leaves and the branches. So I'm going to put that one of these fellows in that mulch and see how it will be doing, and see how Mother Nature's taking care of herself. She's even holding on to her old leaves, so you know she can prepare new soil, for healthy soil for the strawberry plants. You can't even get that loose. It's still so tight, you know. You have to cut that off, but I'm not going to. This is going to grow probably out of control. Here's some old strawberries. I'll probably put some seeds in the ground again. But you can just see that it won't let go. It's taking care of itself. It says I'm covering myself, and there will probably be snails in there, but that's okay. If I can make the barrier till the end, they can eat all the strawberries they want on this side, and hopefully they'll leave by the other side of my garden where I got my own strawberries alone. I doubt it, but we can try. Okay, now first I have to give it water. Okay, now we're gonna get the strawberry out of there. I need to fill it up a little bit further, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some soil for my compost heap, and then I'm going to put the strawberry in the middle, and then I'm going to put more dry grass around it and see how it will grow. Here's the whole heap of them, and I'm going to leave it just like that. Compost soil. And I'm gonna make that hole. Put that in there. Put some grass around it, some dried grass. And I wonder if that will keep the snails away also. They're gonna hate going over that grass. I already got this pot on rocks, trying to discourage the snails. Okay, here we go. And we will see what happens. I will keep you updated on this strawberry plant. And hopefully it will give nice shoots, and then we'll pick up the shoots instead of using the strawberry seeds. But I also want to try and do the strawberry seeds. But I want to definitely get the shoots and get the new strawberry from there. So I'll be back once we get strawberries, or if it dies, either way. A little update on the strawberry plant. He's doing just fine. He's got the strawberries already arriving, so he seems to be happy on that leftover soil and all gathered up in dry grass. So yeah, we'll go see what's going on in a couple of weeks and if the strawberries actually arrive on there. But he seems to be doing fine. He also doesn't seem to have been eaten yet by snails, so I'm very happy about that one. It's June 4th, and I want to give you a little update on the strawberry plant. He looks healthy. You can see there's dew on there because it's pretty early in the morning still. And I wanted to show you inside. There's a good sized strawberry on here, but they haven't been pollinated very well, so that's why they don't look so good. I haven't seen many bees around, so I think the next part is to show you how to hand pollinate if you have strawberries and you don't see any bees. We got one little strawberry flower left, which is enough for me to show you. You will need a little bit of a brush. Some people do it with Q-tips, but that doesn't seem to work very well. So what you do is you take the flower, and you can see the pollen on the side right there. And what you have to do is you have to just kind of move it inwards. And we have all kinds of bugs in there, but that's okay. Just pretend you don't see them. And move the pollen with your brush inwards. And then if all is correct, those leaves should be falling off. And then that will show that it's correctly pollinated. And here's the little fellow that's on the debris of everything I scraped from my tiles. And as you can see, he's doing pretty well. And let me show you the difference. All the leaves on here are green on top. It needs a little water though. And look at this one with all his holes and bites, and even worse, this one looking pretty healthy in the middle, not so much on the sides. That one. And these are all my strawberry plants, and the one that looks best is the one that actually is on the compost that I gathered fresh with a little bit of soil. So, time to water them. Obviously the birds also like to poop on them. Got a couple of small ones left. Oh, this is rotting, so let me get that out of there. I got a little river behind my house. I can throw them right in there. I don't want anything rotting in that plant. I don't want white flies. In there. I'm gonna try that one. Nice and sweet. So it is time to remove them old ones. And see if anything else will grow. Doesn't look like that's gonna be much. Doesn't look like that's gonna be much. Get that out of there. Yep. So now I got my plant all cleaned. almost. Here's one that's totally rotted and already drying. You can put that in the soil, and we'll give you new strawberry plants next year. But this is my baby, and look how big he's gotten just in 1 year. So I think that's definitely an idea. Just take your compost, put it in a pot, and instead of composting all year, plant your stuff on there. Fresh compost. So I think I'll be saving me up some grass, let it dry, and the next bin I start, I'll just add a thick layer of grass in there. And yeah, looking good. I don't have much of a weed problem in there either. Just a little bit. And you can just pull those out. And yeah, pretty much the snail state clear of this plant. Since my baby been doing so well in this jar with the leftover mulch that I collected at the beginning of the season, I decided to give him a new big jar. I'm going to transplant him, although I don't think it's a good thing to do that right now, but I'm going to transplant him anyway, because the soil went down real deep, and I'm afraid that if I'm going to leave him until next year, that he will probably die, because there's not enough nutrients in the soil. So we're going to start all over again, and we're going to collect dirt to put in the big jar. Due to the drought, I can easily remove my moss and dried out grass over here, and I have branches with leaves right over there, so that's all gonna go in, because it's gonna be a really big jar. In the jar right now is leftover soil from when I grew my radishes, so I'm going to use that old potting soil also. I'm gonna mix it all together and add some cow manure, and then some new potting soil, and then I'm going to put my strawberry in there. Now these leaves really hurt even though they're dried out, so I got really thick gloves to get the leaves off. And there's seeds on there too, but I hope they'll be dried out enough. This is to create that first layer of air underneath everything that goes on top of there. Okay, got my leaves in here, and what I want to do is see if I can crunch them down a little bit, because they will compost faster if they're, the smaller they are, the faster. Anything that actually goes into a compost bin, the smaller it is, the faster it will decompose. That's not too bad. Okay, more leaves, and breaking down the branches. If they're dry, you can do that. Small pieces. I can do that with my bare hands. It's easier. And yeah, the bigger branches I'm going to save until I get one of those wood chippers. Haven't gotten the money yet for that, but eventually I will, I guess. So if it doesn't break, it's going to go on that big pile that I have laid aside for wood chipping. And the replacement for the branches is actually old newspapers. So we're going to add some of those in there too. And unfortunately we don't have grass because of the drought. The grass isn't growing, so I haven't mowed my lawn in 2 weeks. Didn't need to, don't have to. But I bet it will be booming again as soon as there's some rain. It should be actually tomorrow. This is not the jar that the strawberries are going to go into, but I want to make sure that I got enough to mix it with this over here. So I'm going to, it's got to be done in layers. Well, it doesn't have to be done in layers, but I like to do it in layers and moisture each layer, and see if I can make it even better than what I did at the beginning of the year. So what do we got? We got moss, leaves, weeds, grass dried out, all kinds of stuff. We got old potting soil. We got leaf crunched up and a newspaper torn up, but not in small pieces because you want to use that for the airflow. I put my big pot pretty close. We're going to be composting right over there. And then when we're done with that, we're going to put it all in the big jar. We're going to start with adding a layer of leaves on the bottom right here to let the water and the air through when autumn and winter come and when it starts raining and stuff like that, so that the water can get drained out. Okay. One layer. Moisten, not soak. Potting soil. Moisture 2. Leaves. Moisture. A paper. Moisture. And mix. And in the jar. And you're going to do the next pile, and the next pile, and the next pile. Don't push it down because you will take out the air. You don't want to do that. You have to make sure that there's enough air to flow through there to make the microorganisms do their work. So you don't have worms in there. But there are some holes in the bottom of the pot, so maybe some worms will crawl up there. Who knows? We'll see. But the microorganisms need to break it down. So continue that until your jar is about half full, and then we're going to add newspapers and fresh soil. It's looking good in there. I'm going to add a little bit more water. And I'm going to add my newspapers on top of that. And here I'll have to cut through later on. Make sure that the weeds don't come through. More water, put that in there. Straighten it out a little bit. Hopefully that'll take care of the weeds. And now we need soil, fresh soil. I just put 20 liters worth of potting soil in there. And now we have to dig a hole because our plant needs to go in. So everything needs to go to the side. Crumble it down. Bump it into the newspaper right here. So I'm going to cut a hole in that newspaper because I want the whole plant to be transferred. And in order to do that, I got to go in a little deeper. Newspaper out. Get some of this out. Put your newspaper back in, and I think that hole is deep enough for the transplant. And look at that, guys. Everything turned into soil. All the weeds, it's all soil, and it's got its roots all the way down here, and it's looking absolutely gorgeous. And here we go. There we go. Put the soil back up there. And now we need to add more soil. And complete transplant. More soil will be added until we reach this level again. And then I'm going to see if I can find some more of that dry grass in the front and spread that on here. So I hope this won't be too big of a shock for him. I hope it'll be okay. But he should be. You did great. they say if you talk to plants, then they bloom more beautifully and they feel happy. So you did great, little strawberry. There you go. Got some dried leaves on the bottom here. You need water. Crumbling the leaves now. Also putting that back into the soil. Yep. And he's gonna get shoots, so we gotta go take care of the shoots too. It's got beautiful shoots. Nice, thick, dark shoots compared to the brown eaten shoots from the older plants. Yeah, pretty proud of this project, I have to say. So, more soil, water a lot, soak, and then I'm not too worried if he's gonna survive or not. I think he will. He's been a strong little fellow since the beginning of the year. His shoots look healthy. He's got fresh soil, he's got fresh mulch underneath it. He's gonna be watered a lot after I put the next soil in there, so I'm not too worried he's not gonna survive, and I'm gonna expect wonderful, beautiful strawberries again from him next year, or her, either way, him, her. And yeah, I guess that was it for the mulching, double mulch video with the transplanting of the strawberries. So, soil, and then see if I can find some more of that, the dried grass in the front to put in here. And yeah, maybe I'll make a little update next year on how he's doing. So I hope you enjoyed that part of it, and the next part will be how to save the shoots so you have strawberries next year. How to get new shoots for next year. I got these plastic soup bowls, or I mean, they're kind of small for soup bowls, but they sell as soup bowls. And I'm going to use that to fill that up with soil, and then put that right up in there, and hope that that will latch on. And when that gets a root, I will cut off the front, and I think I will already cut off the other sister so that he can actually grow in there. And because the plants are having such a hard time due to the drought, even though I watered them, it's still hard for them. I am going to remove the other shoots, except for the ones that I want to save, okay? But because it can get windy, I'm going to dig a little bit of a hole so I can put my cup in there so it won't blow away, hopefully. And then we need to kind of pinch that hole right there for that to latch on. Wait, why don't you push holes in the bottom so that the water can run? Because if I punch holes in the bottom, then this strawberry plant is going to have roots in the soil of this planter, and we don't want that. So I'm just going to bury it with the first leaves and add water. Because that's going to dry up real quick. It's going to be hot again tomorrow. And it'll probably have tilted over tomorrow morning. And I'll add a little bit more soil on there if I have to. But for now, it seems to be in there tight enough. Okay, this one has died. Get rid of them and give the plant the room it deserves. Got another beautiful one here. So I'm gonna make some room. Cut off old leaves that have been eaten. Gonna cut off this shoot. And you kind of want all those plants to be like about the same size. So you get strawberries about the same time. Because if you let the second shoot, if you also use the second shoot, then that plant isn't going to give strawberries until like maybe the year after, or maybe you get one or two. But these should give plenty of strawberries already. Next year, that is, of course, not this year anymore. I'm just going to cover the first leaves. It'll be okay. They'll come back up. Okay, so I got that shoot from this plant. I'm going to take off the other shoots. Every baby shoot needs to go. And in case you're wondering why there's wood chips on top of this bin with strawberries, that's because when you have wood chips on top, it will hold on to the soil. The water will be underneath it in the soil. So this soil is much more moist than anything else without the wood chips on it. Now, because you're thinning that out, the ones that are actually already in the soil and shooting and have roots have a better chance to survive. Got that whole bunch of wood chips is all clotted together. And that's how that works. Put that whole bunch in there. I see his roots, so I'm trying to cover those up. There you go. And that's basically all there is to it. Well, they're all doing just fine. All the transplants are perfectly in perfect shape. I think I watered him a little bit too much this morning, but they're still green, so they're creating roots, I have no doubt. The old leaves of the plants, you can basically leave them on there. They will create their own mulch. But if it starts creating new shoots after you're all done with your transplants, like here, that still needs to come off. So I'm very happy. Every plant that I transplanted into my plastic jars is fine, and I hope in about 2 weeks or so that I can transplant them into a bigger bin, actually in the front yard on the side of the driveway. That's where I want to put them. That would be awesome. Just kind of get a sort of strawberry drive-in when you come home. So, and let me take you to my little fella on the other side. He didn't even flinch. Not one flinch. He's perfectly healthy. In this case I pushed 3 shoots into the soil that I will be getting out when they latched on good enough, and then they will also be transferred to the front yard. So it just shows you that you really don't need to compost ahead of time. You can actually, if you find a plant you want to save, all you have to do is get a jar, get out all your weeds, get all that stuff, just kind of throw it in a bin, wetten it up, put some newspapers over it, put some soil on there, and put your plant in there and just let it mulch all by itself. I have not seen one weed that came up from this bin from underneath the plant. So, and I threw basically everything in there. So I think maybe I didn't throw the seeds in there, but I think I could have. If there had been seeds in there, they would have suffocated anyway. So yeah, I'm very happy. He looks good. As I said, he didn't even flinch. His leaves didn't go hang. So he's happy. Happy feller. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and leave your comments in the comment section. Bye.